What's going on, 49er faithful? It's breaking news time. Sound that daggone alarm. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. 49ers, breaking news. Oh, man, stuff is going down. I know I sound happy, as I should, right? Like, 49ers, breaking news. They're going to be moving on from Nick Sorensen. Nick Sorensen will not be returning as the defensive coordinator. They do plan to keep him or retain him in some capacity. Nick Sorensen could possibly be the special teams coordinator. It would be a shifteroo. I don't know if you go from one coordinator to the next. I don't know if that's a demotion. It would be like a switcheroo, right? I'm just going to go coach the special teams. It's probably where I belong. So there's a possibility that that can happen if that's something that he would like. You know what I'm saying? So the 49ers are going to not bring back Nick Sorensen as defensive coordinator, but they do not want to part ways. Per the reports, per Matt Barrows, they do not want to part ways. They want to find a way to retain him. Matt Mayoko's reporting it out as well. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are going to speak tomorrow. Maybe we'll find out who are some of the new candidates. I can tell you what, let's take a few minutes and go through some of the candidates out there. I think I know the fan favorite might be like Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich, those type of guys. We shall see. But this is great news for the San Francisco 49ers because they want to get ahead of next season. They want a new coordinator in here who would possibly maybe change the system, maybe change it up a little bit from the wide nine where we'll see other changes in this 49ers defense from the defensive staff. Will we get a new defensive line coach? We need coaches that could come in here and can develop these players. That's what we need. I'm not seeing much development up front. I don't see a big development in Khalil Davis and all these young draft picks from the defensive line. I'm not seeing development. I don't know if you're seeing it, but I'm not. I'm not seeing it. But the breaking news is they're going to be moving on. So you got rid of Brian Schneider. They're not getting rid of. So you can't say fire. They're not firing him. They're going to probably shift his title unless he doesn't want it, and then it'll be a firing or a mutually parting way or something like that. We'll see what happens. But again, Nick Sorensen, let me just write this in here. Nick Sorensen, and I want to get your thoughts. Nick Sorensen will not be the defensive coordinator of the 49ers in 2025. I want to get your thoughts on it, man. So feel free, send them super chats. Let's go. Javier Reyes, here is a surprise. Oh, what? Man, listen, why? He's on my list. I'm gonna see if you. I want to know if you can see my list. You tell me if you can see my list. Hold up, let me get my list. Can I blow it up? Can you see that? Bro. You see the Dennis out? I know it's a little blurry, Javier. I'm trying to focus it, but he's there. Dennis, great surprise, man. Great surprise. Dennis Allen could be a great surprise. Shout out to all the members of the Breezy Bunch crew. We got Peachy in here saying, let's go. I love it. Matthew saying, what's up to the faithful out there? Smash that like button. Cynthia singing, hallelujah. Hallelujah. I think that's the version you were singing. I'm not sure, but this is great news. And listen, here are my candidates. Gus Bradley, Lou Anarumo. I think that's what you say his name, from Cincinnati. Let me put their teams. Gus Bradley's from the Colts. All right. He just finished coaching DeForest Buckner and those guys. In that defense, I thought their defense was pretty good. I'm surprised that they actually moved on from him. Lou Anarumo from the Bengals, right? You get him from the Bengals. That could be huge. All right. I tell you what, the Bengals is the only team. Luke Anarumo is the only team I know that's been able to beat the daggone Kansas City Chiefs. So just let that sink in for 1 second. All right. Let that sink in for 1 second. Matt Eberflus from the Bears. Great defensive coordinator, bad head coach. Jeff Ulbrich from the Jets. That's probably one of the fan favorites. Robert Saleh from the Jets, probably one of the fan favorites, knows the system, doesn't have to change the system up too much, has the personnel already, knows how to work with the personnel. I'm not sure if the players are that much different than when he wasn't here. Dennis Allen. Wow. I can't believe you had that name and I have that name on my list, man. You're pretty damn good. You're pretty damn good. Dave Merritt as well. Gerard Mayo. I see Tej Beats. Gerard Mayo from the New England Patriots. Man, listen, and I'm going to tell you why I like Gerard Mayo. Jason Simmons as well. Derek Onsley, Al Harris, and Antonio Pierce from the Raiders. So, if I'm going to go with one of these young dudes, I like Antonio Pierce. I do. I like Antonio Pierce. I like a fired up I like a fired up guy. Let's go. I like a fired up guy. I do. Give me Antonio Pierce. Give me Gerard Mayo. Give me former defensive fired up Mike linebackers. Give me them guys. We win with those guys. I don't know what position Robert Saleh played, but we won with him. I know what position D'Amico Ryans played, and I know how these linebackers played. Love Gus Bradley. He's a dog. Old dog, but he's a dog. Old dog, but he's a dog. I see people saying, what about Brandon Staley? Hell to the no. You know what? If the 49ers, if Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch on tomorrow tells me and you, your mama and your cousin too, that Brandon Staley is the defensive coordinator, I'm going to a different team, yo. I'm going to a different team. I think you move on from Brandon Staley at this point. Because if you really wanted him as defensive coordinator, why didn't you allow him to do anything to help this season? And if he was part of helping out this season, what the hell did he do? Big Daddy Niners says, good Lord Jesus, they moving. Let's go Niners. We got the two weakest links. Didn't I predict this, though? I said on Twitter in that last game, if you go and check my tweets, in the last game, I said it needs to be in this order. You ready? It needs to be Brian Schneider, Nick Sorensen, and then it's time to start looking at some of these players. Like Jake Moody. Some of those guys ain't going to be back. If Jake Moody is tied to Brian Schneider, he gone. He's gone. 1,000%. Niners will find another kicker. They will find another kicker. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, too. You got to come over here, man. Become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. I'll post your comments. Breezy Bunch crew gets priority of my comments unless you super chat. If you want to super chat, I'll definitely highlight it. Super chats help support the show. These breaking news videos. Jack Knox in the building. Hold up, I got you. Go! Let's go! Yeah, I see somebody said, what about Mike Singletary? I wouldn't mind Mike Singletary. I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't mind Mike Singletary. I wouldn't mind him now. Feel like he's learned how to be, but he's a fired up guy, and he fixed Vernon Davis. You know what I'm saying? He definitely did. He fixed Vernon Davis. What I do know is that the San Francisco 49ers are trending in the right direction. Tanisha, my prediction is Jake Moody next. He could be the first player let go. I'm curious to see how they do that. He's still on a rookie contract. The only reason why I don't think they move on from Jake Moody is because of the contract. It's a contract that it's not costing them much. I wouldn't be surprised, though. My theory with the Jake Moody situation is you bring him back, you see how he comes back in the offseason, and you bring in a kicker to compete. And whoever made the best kicker win. And then you can move on from him. I've watched Kyle Shanahan walk away from third-round draft picks like it was nothing. That cat would draft you in the third round and cut you 2 years later. And it's mainly running backs. So now it may not. We keep talking about Jake Moody. You know who's had a worse season than Jake Moody? Jair Brown. Another third-round pick. Jair Brown was the pick they traded up to get. You guys y'all remember that, do you? Jake Moody was the comp pick. He was the free pick that he gave to Brian Schneider. They traded up to get Jair Brown. So my thing is they might be moving on from a few players, but I think they bring these guys back to go into their year 3 just to see, you know what I'm saying, like how these guys kind of like develop. Like, you know what I mean? I think they get another shot, unfortunately, but in camp only. Like in camp only. I would like Jair Brown played really good under Steve Wilkes. There's no way they're bringing Steve Wilkes. There's no way Steve Wilkes will come back to this organization. The way this organization did Steve Wilkes was dirty dog, like nasty dog, like filthy dog. They did him dirty dog, like ODB dirty. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't coming back. 1,000% not coming back. I can tell you that right now. But that's when he was the best. He was good his rookie year under him. You know, he was good this rookie year under him. So, you know, look, all I'm saying is this is what I would like, right? I don't know who the defensive coordinator is going to be, but whoever it is, whoever the defensive coordinator is going to be, please, by God, and I just got off of Bleacher Report, man. I do every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I do a 49er show on Bleacher Report. So make sure you guys follow me there so you can get that exclusive content. You got to download the Bleacher Report app, follow me, and then when you follow me, it'll probably kick you and you'll get an alert to know when I'm going live. But check this out. 49ers got a lot of free agents coming up. We're going to be doing that on different shows. But if Kyle, the only thing I'm going to ask for Kyle Shanahan to do, okay? And I don't think this is a lot to ask. I don't think this is a lot to ask. Do not micromanage the defensive coordinator. Trust the guy that you hired to come in. It's almost impossible for anybody to work when they feel like no matter what they do, you're going to try to correct them. You're breathing over their shoulder. You're just. Kyle has to get that out of his head. I think Kyle allowed the players to get to him about Steve Wilkes, so he did that. I don't think the fact that I think Kyle is learning, so I'm going to give him credit because he tried Nick Sorensen, and they're moving clearly on from Nick Sorensen. Now, like I said, Nick Sorensen, they are trying to retain him. Nick Sorensen was assistant special teams coach, wasn't he? So there's a possibility that he's going to be the special teams coordinator. So this can actually be good for Nick Sorensen if this is something that he wants to do. Bro, Montana, 3 holidays this year, Christmas, New Year's Eve. And firing bad coordinators. Cheers to you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat contribution. Like this, like we are smiling and laughing and literally celebrating after just getting our asses whipped this season. We are right now is a great time to be a faithful. Right now it's a great time to be a faithful. It is. It truly is. It truly is. Look, some guys, if we're going to go with a young guy, give me a young guy that played like this brass of football. Give me a guy. I know people don't like Antonio Pierce. Don't look at him as a head coach. Look at him as a coach that can connect to the players. Y'all missing out on what's really happening on the football field. It ain't that these guys aren't good. It's that these coaches can't get out what they need to get out from these players because they can't connect to them. They can't connect. Antonio Pierce would be a great candidate. Gerard Mayo would be a great candidate. Don't look at their wins and losses as head coaches. Most of these head coaches suck. Kyle Shanahan was terrible. And then he got some good draft picks, right? He was good at calling plays. He got some good draft picks, and they started coaching them up. They started developing guys. Antonio Pierce didn't have no damn quarterback. Gerard Mayo had 1 year with the rookie. Come on, help me out, Cletus. So you got these are guys that guy off the street. You want to give me a guy that's on the street right now? Give me Richard Sherman. Give me Uncle Rich. I know that's not what you call Richards. I know they call the other word, but I ain't saying that word. Give me Uncle Rich. Give me Richard Sherman. He knows how to talk to the players. He's very educational. He's a player's coach. That's what they need. And damn it, if the team started fucking up, he'd probably suit up, go out there and get burnt. Like real talk. Give me Uncle Rich. You know, first time, you're going to go with a first time guy we ain't never seen. Give me somebody that's been in this organization. I would love Richard Sherman. 1,000%. Would love Richard Sherman. But I know that's not going to happen. All I'm saying is they need to get a fired up young mother freaker in here. And if they're going to go old school, give me the old school dog that don't take no. Give me the old school. I like Dennis Allen. Why isn't Dennis Allen getting more talk? What is going on here? Why is he not getting more talk? I know he looks weird and he doesn't look like he's gritty. But man, he's great with the secondary. Talk about the Saints guy. He's great with the secondary. I think the 49ers got a pretty damn decent secondary. And you know what? Oh my goodness. You know what? If they do hire Dennis Allen, we drafting a safety. And when I say safety, I'm talking free falling, balling, safety, ball hawk, speed, both sides of the field, can't outrun me. I'm there, picking that junk out the air. Go ahead. We going that route. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. There's no way. Here's what's funny, right? I'm thinking about tomorrow. This is breaking news, so I got to get off here. I'm thinking about tomorrow, right? And how crazy would it be if they have an answer already? How crazy would it be if they have an answer already? How crazy would that be? How crazy? All I know is if they do plan to bring Nick Sorensen, if they do plan to keep him here, I'm curious to see, like, will he be defensive coordinator? I don't think if he goes to defensive coordinator, I don't think that's going to be a demotion. I really think that's just a shift of power, right? You know, because let's keep it a buck. We need defensive coordinating. Like our special teams is terrible. We need special teams coordinating, right? Our special teams is horrible. So that might be a good thing for the Niners. I put a tweet out earlier, said that if they plan to stay within the organization, because I'm under the concept of Nick Sorensen not wanting to be here anymore. Because when you lose a job, but if you gain a job that's equally of value, just stay both jobs. 33. Offensive coordinating is handed by Kyle Shanahan. He's never going to get an offensive coordinator, guys. You can get that out your head. He is the offense. He'll let people call plays every now and then. Every 17th, 100th game, they can call plays. Leave that alone. And he's only doing that shit to just say, I told you we still wouldn't win. That's Kyle Shanahan. Anyway, defensive coordinating, 33%, and then you got the special teams coordinator, 33%. I don't know. Find me a special teams coordinator that's going to get me a surefire kicker, and find me a special teams coordinator that is going to not get faked out on a fourth and long. That's what I need. That's what I need. And whoever's I wouldn't be surprised though if it's Nick Sorensen. Boat says that Brandon Staley. It's a possibility. If they have the answer right now, if they are making the announcement, you know what? I'm not mad at Brandon Staley's a hell of a defensive coordinator. If Brandon Staley is the defensive coordinator of the 49ers, I wouldn't be mad. I'm going to need y'all to not be mad. But I know if Brandon Staley's defensive coordinator, man, we getting a safety. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying? Again, Dennis Allen, Brandon Staley, safety we're drafting, and I just look at that Chargers defense when he was coordinating them before he became the head coach, and their defense was tough. I wouldn't be mad if it's Brandon Staley. He would be here. We might see a scheme change. It might go from 3-4 to 4-3. Could there possibly find a way to lure Joey Bosa here? There's reasons Staley is in this organization. There are reasons. I know people wouldn't like it, but you got to go back to looking at him as a defensive coordinator and not and not, okay, a head coach. And not a head coach. You got to go back and look at him as a defensive coordinator and not a head coach. Okay? Just trust me. I not saying that I want it, but I'm preparing myself just to say if that happens. Okay? I understand he let 60 points happen to him. Was that as a head coach or a defensive coordinator? Somebody give me that information. I don't have time to look it up. It's not that show. I didn't come prepared for it to be Brandon Staley. But was that when he was was he a DC or was he a head coach at that time? I mean, and that's a divisional game. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's a divisional game. All I know is he's great at defensive coordinating. But we shall see. We shall see. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning into the breaking news. Corey said that he was a head coach. Yeah, man. I can't take that. I'm high on, again, here's who I'm high on right now. I'm gonna read you my list. Gus Bradley from the Colts, Luke Onarumo from the Bengals, Eberflus from the Bears. These are all former defensive coordinators too, by the way. Jeff Albrecht, Dennis Allen from the Saints, Robert Saleh, who's not coming to San Francisco. If he goes anywhere to coach, to do anything, he's going to be with the Packers. He's going to be with his best friend. All right. Dave Merritt, Gerard Mayo from the Patriots, Jason Simmons, Derek Onsley, Al Harris, Antonio Pierce. And I'm going to just put Brandon Staley, because I'm just going to set myself up for it to be Brandon Staley. Brian Flores is not coming here to coach this defense. He is going to be looking for a head coaching position 1,000%. You want to know about Robert Saleh? We love Robert Saleh. I just don't think Saleh is going to be here. He doesn't want. I don't think he wants to come back here. I truly don't. I truly don't. I don't think he wants to come back here. Al Harris would be a good candidate. 1,000%. Al Harris would be a good candidate. In my opinion, I think he would be a good candidate. There are a bunch of guys out there. Al Harris would be a good candidate. He's defensive backs coach for the Dallas Cowboys, and he would specialize probably in that secondary. You want to make sure that yeah, but it's harder to coach. So Peachy says Staley was head coach, but he was still over the defense. Well, Kyle Shanahan's head coach and he's over the offense, and we know how much strenuous that is, right? That's why we want Kyle to relieve some of that pressure of being the offense, of calling the plays. That could have been just an overwhelming moment for Brandon Staley. It's not like it happened every single game, but he did get put up 60, and whether he was over the defense or not, he was also the head coach of the team. And being over the defense and coaching and running and coordinating the defense, two different things. He just like Kyle Shanahan. That's what happens when you micromanage. See, he should have just let the defensive coordinator do it. Kyle Shanahan, no micromanaging. That's the only thing I'm asking for when we come to this. That's the only thing I'm asking for. Now, again, depending on the defensive coordinator, will decide what the scheme is going to be. And I wonder if that's going to be left up to Kyle Shanahan. Scheme meaning 4-3-3-4. We're going to go with 3 down linemen or 4 down linemen. We're going to go back to the 4 linebacking in the 3-4-3 linemen. If so, we are built wrong. We're going to need 15 draft picks. We only got 10. And we're going to need some draft picks. That's why I'm saying we gotta fall back and wait. We just gotta fall back and wait. We gotta fall back. We gotta wait, see what happens. Because if we go with a 3-4 scheme, we're not built for that. I don't think we're built for that. We only got 2 linebackers as it is. That's Fred Warner and D Winters. We don't know what's gonna happen with Greenlaw. And then you still gotta get those pass rushing linebackers. We're not built for that. Unless they feel like Drake Jackson is gonna come in and be an Alden Smith type of guy, and he got the arms and the bend, but he ain't got the speed. He not that. We not built for that. So that's going to be interesting because if Brandon Staley comes in, he's probably going to want to switch the scheme up to 3-4. Could be. You guys rock. Thank y'all so much for being here with me, man. I always get nervous when I go live. And I'm Dolo, but you guys are amazing. The chat is crazy. The Breezy Bunch crew is one of a mother freaking kind. Give yourselves a round of applause. Breaking news, Nick Sorensen not out of here officially as far as away from the organization, but he will not be the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers in 2025. Keep it faithful to the Bay, everybody. Love y'all. Peace.